Policy Solutions. My name is Sabet. I'm a former three-time U.S. White House drug policy advisor. Citizens around the world are now rejecting 5 years of failed drug legalization and extreme harm reduction policies. In the United States, the backlash in favor of public health has reached unprecedented levels. A groundswell of opposition to legal cannabis is growing stronger, with hundreds of thousands of voters putting the reversal of cannabis commercialization on the ballot across multiple states. Massachusetts will soon vote whether or not to repeal legalization. The state of Maine will likely vote in 2027. Repeal efforts are happening in earnest in other states like Arizona, Montana. Indeed, public opinion has undergone a stark turn against cannabis. None other than the New York Times has completely reversed its position on the harmfulness of cannabis, publicly declaring that America has a cannabis problem, that a federal ban on hemp-derived THC is also slated to take place in November. These are major steps toward a real evidence-based, compassionate, science-based public health and public safety model structured around prevention, treatment, and recovery. And it doesn't stop with cannabis. The decriminalization of all drugs, especially the North America brand, which simply allows for a free-for-all, much akin to full legalization, has been roundly rejected in none other than the progressive state of Oregon and even the province of British Columbia in Canada, where the government has not renewed that policy because of its failures. These are the pillars of our sister organization, the Foundation for Drug Policy Solutions, that we've laid out in the Hyannis Consensus document that many of you have received. As countries reassess their commitments, funding levels, and activities around global and national policy, we urge them to remember that this path is the most cost-effective and humane. With the winds at the back of common sense and public health, the time is now for this body to formally and universally reject rhetoric regarding the legalization of drugs. You all have an obligation under the 3 conventions. The International Narcotic Control Board has an obligation to enforce these conventions. And the idea that we can safely regulate these substances has been an outright failure, not to mention a violation of both the spirit and letter of the Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs, which every nation in this room is bound to. We must reject false dichotomies that say we can either legalize or criminalize. We don't want to be putting people in prison for the simple condition of addiction. But at the same time, we have to understand that there is room for public safety and supply reduction. Harm reduction can be part of the strategy too, but it must be part of a strategy to get people into recovery, not to sustain their drug use. As I speak, we hear about the catastrophic effects of legalization around the country, around the world. This is why Thailand has moved forward towards reversing it. This is why Germany is completely rewriting its model of legalization. This is why the models of commercialization have not spread through Europe, Africa, Asia, or the Middle East, because those models are all about money. They're all about money for a small number of people, a small number of businesses, a small number of shareholders that want to make money off of our young people and increase things like psychosis and schizophrenia. Finally, we stress that an international legal drug industry, first cannabis, then psychedelic drugs, and then other drugs, would likely leverage bilateral and multilateral investment treaties to challenge any well-intentioned public health regulations that this body might put forward. Now, this is not a call for punitiveness. This is a call for compassion. Addiction is a complex biobehavioral disorder, but it responds to parents and sticks. You have to have both. And this is what we're dealing with around the world, especially in North America, with the impact of overdoses. The public is demanding something better than condemning people to a lifetime of commitment to slavery. The opportunity has never been bigger, and the mandate has never been more clear. We call on all member states to invest in a comprehensive approach, beginning with prevention, but also understanding how in today's world, global cooperation is needed more than ever. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.